guilty or found guilty is up to death and/or imprisonment for life. Do you understand?
Yes.
So we've now seen the police's evidence that led to the arrest of Bryan Kohberger, accused of the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students. That was him in court today. Lots of major revelations from the probable cause affidavit, including that one of the roommates says she came face-to-face with the killer. They also revealed crucial cell phone records, seemingly putting Kohberger in the area of the victim's home a dozen times late at night leading up to the murders. And they link that phone to the white Hyundai Elantra that was seen at the crime scene, the same type of car that Kohberger drove. And then maybe most importantly, his DNA, apparently found at the crime scene on a knife sheath. It's a lot of evidence, but there's always a defense. We have the perfect guest for this. Joining us now is the former Idaho Attorney General, Dave Leroy. He's also a former prosecutor and currently a criminal defense attorney specializing in felony criminal defense cases. That is exactly what this is. Dave, thanks so much for coming back on the show. Appreciate it. All right, so it seems to me that the way the defense will go about this is to pick apart each piece of the evidence, right? The prosecutors want to link it all together. What the defense will do is they'll first go after the cell phone evidence, then they'll go after the car evidence, then they'll go after the DNA evidence. But you tell me how you think they're going to go about doing this.
Well, Dan, just as the defense has an opportunity at trial to reserve its opening statement, I think they would be well advised to reserve the right to pursue a defense at this very early stage. Obviously, each of those buckets of evidence has susceptibilities to weakness, and whether they will end up exploiting one attempted weakness vigorously, or whether they will simply try to pick apart, as you just suggested, each of those for a minor detail or a major detail over there. But I think they would be well advised to reserve at this point because it's so early in the game, and they will need a knockout blow of some kind in terms of one or more of those pieces of evidence.
Because this is a powerful affidavit. I mean, I've seen a lot of these, and the way that they're able to link together his phone. We know it's his phone because he was stopped at a previous stop. He gave the number. That's how they're able to go trace the phone. The fact that they can follow the phone with the car using surveillance footage in conjunction with cell phone data, and then you throw DNA on top of it, it is tough to think about how they're going to go about defending all of it.
I concur. And remember, the police were under severe pressure and considerable criticism for taking 6 weeks to bring this case together. But with an 18-page affidavit now and all of these 4 or 5 separate elements and trails of evidence, including what we learned for the first time today, even an eyewitness, it's a case worthy of the Moscow Police Department, the Idaho State Police, and the FBI, and they brought the best to bear here.
Well, and I have to say that, you know, as someone who worked in law enforcement in the state of Idaho, you know, this is the sort of thing, at least for now, that should make you kind of proud, right? Where you say, you know, look, our police took a lot of time, right? But man, when you think about how many surveillance videos they had to go through, how much cell phone data they had to get, then follow it up with the DNA testing, which becomes the cherry on the sundae there, and you say, whoa, maybe these guys are way more sophisticated than they ever got credit for.
Well, but now we also have to pursue another element of pride, and that is to make sure that we presume this defendant innocent, that we go through each and every one of the steps, initially in the magistrate court to determine probable cause to believe a crime was committed and that this defendant may have done it. And then secondly, appearing in the district court, where it's going to be tough in a county of 44,000 people to make sure that we've got an unbiased jury. I would anticipate probably a defense motion to move it somewhere else.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.